Hello you guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Hope Schwing. And today's topic, I am going to be talking about something that I have struggled with for many years. And it does involve the topic of eating disorders. So if that is a sensitive topic for you, in the meantime, feel free to check out other videos on my channel if you haven't done so yet. Okay, so now that we got that out of the way, let's chat. I have struggled with binge eating disorder or BED for many years. I always had the tendency to overeat or eat simply because of emotions, or eating too much simply because I just can't control it. Once I start, I cannot stop, blah, blah, blah. But it got really bad. The worst it ever was right when the pandemic started. So back in like 2019. My senior year of college got cut short, and after spending all that money and all that time and having the best part of your college experience being cut short, it destroys you. It completely wrecked me. I got COVID, I got super sick. I was living alone. So food was my main distraction and source of comfort during this tough time in my life. But keep in mind, I always was binge eating. It's just that during the pandemic, that's when it got completely out of control. The worst that it's ever been. So because of that, I put on a ton of weight. My eating habits were absolutely out of control. It was ridiculous. I felt like I couldn't stop eating everything and anything all at once. And I absolutely could not for the life of me resist the urge to binge. Like, I'm talking a whole cheese stuffed crust pizza, an entire family size bag of chips, and a couple pieces of cheesecake for one meal. And I was doing this multiple times a day, at least 3 times a day. And keep in mind, I was not cooking this. I was food delivery services like Uber Eats, DoorDash, Grubhub, everything. So I wasn't even cooking this. I was just eating it, just consuming it. My senior year is when I got my college apartment, and that's when I was living alone, and that's when I kind of went cuckoo. So after living there for a couple years, I finally decided to get up and move to California, which is where I am now. When I first went to California, I still had awful eating habits. That actually got worse when I first got here because I had so many more food options. I wasn't in central Minnesota anymore. I had every single kind of food right at my fingertips. I was living in Hollywood at the time. I don't live in Hollywood anymore. I hate Hollywood. Anywho, lots of food options, and food delivery apps made it super easy for me to just like click a button and have whatever I wanted to eat at my door within an hour. After about 4 months of living in California and being surrounded by people who prioritize their health, I decided that it was finally time for me to do the same. I won't lie, I felt really pressured to lose weight when I first moved here. I felt really judged. I was bigger than everybody else. I mean, everyone in LA is like freaking perfect. Like, they're all gorgeous, they look like models. The standard, like, they're the beauty standard that society wants us to be, and I was not that. And it was awful being the big friend, or the friend who just ate like crap all the time, or I don't know. It was just embarrassing, and I hated how much that it affected me, but I kind of needed that in order to kickstart my health journey. And I have not completely gotten over my binge eating habits. And to be honest, right now, it's probably the worst that it's been since I started my health journey. I've just been so distracted and so busy and stressed out, and it's hard to kick it like completely. Like, you can have times where you don't do it for a really long time and you think that you're like completely cured, but it can come back and sneak up on you, which is what I'm kind of going through right now. But I know because I've overcome it before, I can do it again. I just gotta like act on it, you know what I mean? So right now, we're in like a bit of a rough patch, but I know I'm gonna get past it. I'm not perfect, I'm gonna slip up, I'm human, and that's okay. As long as I'm aware and take action to better myself, I'm good. My biggest issues with binge eating disorder comes from snacking. I am a major snacker. I just like to snack, I just want all the time. These snacking calories add up so fast and really derail you from your fitness or health goals. Also, nighttime is my biggest enemy. To me, there's absolutely nothing better than eating an entire meal in bed while watching your favorite Netflix show. I am so guilty of this. I do this so much. I'll eat like an entire meal or an entire day's worth of calories just in bed watching a TV show. And I'm so distracted by the TV show that I don't even realize what I'm eating. And I get distracted, and I'll just like be like, I just want to eat. I want to overindulge. I just can't control it sometimes. But that's so fun. That's like the disordered part. That shouldn't be fun. But I do that more often than I'd like to admit. So, as someone who has struggled with binge eating disorder and continues to struggle with binge eating disorder, I have come up with some snack substitutes that can allow me to have like the best of both worlds. Like, I can eat a lot of food, but maybe just like not like a lot of bad food, which is what I want to do. And this is what I mean by it. I have some snack substitutes that will scratch that itch of wanting to binge eat, but with less negative repercussions that take you away from your health goals. Think of this as like a band-aid in your binge eating disorder recovery. It's not a cure-all. Honestly, you should probably get professional help. I didn't, but me cuckoo, me stupid girl, not a professional. Take everything that I say with a grain of salt. So think of this as like a Band-Aid. In a perfect world, you wouldn't be binging at all. But if you are going to binge and you want to eat a lot of volume, I know that's where my like binge eating itch, scratch, or urge comes from, is that I just want to eat a lot of food. I just want to eat so much food, like this much food. I don't want this much food like a normal person. I want this much food. I want all the food. So when I want to binge and while I'm on this current fitness journey, I try to go for snacks that are very high volume, low calorie, because you can eat a lot of these things for less calories, less fat, less carbs, all that stuff that's gonna like pack on a bunch of weight or make you go way overboard in your calorie intake, your daily calorie intake. And when you're trying to be in a calorie deficit, you're trying to lose weight, you can't be binging. You're not gonna lose the weight that you want to lose. So let's talk about snacks. Back in the peak days of my binge eating disorder, I would eat an entire family-sized bag of Doritos. And that is because I liked how much food there was. There were so many chips. And I was like, I have like 100 chips right now. I'm so excited. Instead of doing that, now I snack on low-calorie, high-volume foods. Or foods that I can eat a lot of without consuming too many calories, like I mentioned before. Some of my favorite high volume snacks are edamame, red grapes, watermelon, pineapple, Smart Pop popcorn, or Smart Food, Smart Pop, Boom Chicka Pop, I don't know, there's so many like popcorn things right now. Protein ice cream, carrots and peanut butter, or carrots and PB Fit, apples and PB Fit, celery and PB Fit. Just basically anything that is healthy that I can eat a lot of and not consume so many calories. Those are like on-hand stuff that like I keep in the fridge or the freezer. It's very, very easily accessible snacks that I can have whenever I want. I don't have to like prepare them or anything. When I do want a food that is more like junk food and not like, I'm not comparing a Dorito to a stalk of celery. I'm not doing that. But when I do want something that is more similar to like a Dorito and I want to feel like I am eating junk food, I go to the protein snack section of a grocery store and I go berserk. Like if I want a bag of Doritos, I will pick up the Quest protein chips, but those are so expensive. They're like $2.50 for like a tiny little bag. So instead, if I don't want to buy the Quest protein chips, I get those for like 25 calories per tortilla, those tiny little street taco tortillas, and I cut them up into little triangles. I put them on a baking sheet, spray them with some avocado oil and sprinkle them with sea salt, and I put them in the oven until they're crispy. Then I have a ton of tortilla chips that are super low calorie, and I'll dip them in salsa. My favorite salsa or chip dip is Cowboy Caviar from Trader Joe's, and I think you can eat like the whole entire jar for like not much. It's vegetables. Salsa is so low calorie, so you can like get your chips and salsa for super, super low calorie and lower carb. They have keto tortillas that you can use to make keto tortilla chips. You have options, you just have to search for them. And that's what I do, so that way I could get like my chip fix or my chip and dip fix, you know? Because I feel like I'm eating junk food, but I'm really not. And again, it scratches that itch that I need to get scratched. For when I want to eat an entire pizza, because that was like my specialty in the peak of my binge eating disorder. I pick up this frozen pizza from Trader Joe's. I'm actually going to show you this because I really should know what this is. This is their French style flatbread, ham, onions, and Gruyere cheese. Whole pizza, and you can eat this entire thing for less than 600 calories. That's not bad. Like you can eat a whole pizza and not completely use your entire day's worth of calories in one meal, because you need to eat more than one meal a day. But sometimes I want my meal to be an entire pizza. But yeah, you can just find lower calorie options of foods. Trader Joe's is like the freaking best for that. They have so many frozen meals ready that you can eat like as a snack because they're not awful for you. Obviously there's still some bad ones there, beware, but you just gotta like look, you know, you just gotta dig a little bit. And when I don't have one of these in the freezer, I'll just grab, I always have keto tortillas or like these like keto flatbreads in my fridge. And I just take one of those, put some marinara on, some fat-free shredded cheese, turkey pepperoni, and banana peppers, and maybe some spinach and cottage cheese flopped on there. Stick that in the oven, and you have like a little tortilla pizza. And it's so good, but it's so much better for you than ordering an entire pizza from Pizza Hut. Obviously, it doesn't taste as good, but like it scratches that itch, and that is what we're trying to do when it comes to binge eating. Because sometimes it doesn't even matter what it tastes like. I just want to eat volume. I just want to eat a lot of food. And I feel like a lot of you guys can relate to that with binge eating disorder. It doesn't even have to taste good. You just want to eat. So if I just want to eat and I don't care completely if it's like exactly like Pizza Hut or like a Krispy Kreme donut, I'll just eat what I got, you know? If I want a burger and fries, that's another one of my most favorite cheat meals. I already made a video, my In-N-Out recipe, which is hands down the best tasting recipe I have ever made in my entire life. It's a few videos back. It is so freaking good. I think it tastes better than In-N-Out, and it's good for you. Like, it's fine. So much more healthy for you than like the actual thing. Yes, you want a cheeseburger? Always have some ground turkey burger in your freezer. Have it ready. You can either make your own patties or get the pre-made patties, up to you. Have turkey burgers, turkey burgers on hand. I use fat-free American cheese slices, a keto hamburger bun from Walmart, some ketchup, pickles, and then just plain potato fries. You can even make your own French fries and air fry them so they're not deep fried. You can have a burger and fries at home. You can eat a lot of it. And you can eat so much more of this stuff because there's less fat, less carbs, less calories. So you can eat more volume for less calories. Scratches that itch. If I want cookies, some chocolate chip peanut butter cookies, I've made a recipe for those on my YouTube channel too. They're protein cookies and they're low calorie and they're so filling because they're protein filled. Great. Anything that you want to eat, you can make it healthy. Or not necessarily healthy, but there's substitutions. So you can still have what you crave, but just make it healthier. You don't have to give up like any kind of foods that you like. You just have to make them healthier. Tweak them a little bit. There's a recipe for everything on Google. If you absolutely need to eat a lot, need to binge, sometimes you just literally cannot resist the urge. I understand that. And you have to cave in. Just try to have lower calorie, less fatty, leaner, less heavy snacks where you live. So that way you can't even reach for them. Try to stock up your fridge with like healthy snacks like fruits, vegetables, substitutes for other foods. That way you cannot eat the bad ones. Like you cannot eat an entire bag of Doritos if you do not have a bag of Doritos. Stop buying it. You're wasting your money and it's getting you further away from your fitness goals. If you're going to binge, just make sure you have healthy food to binge on. I'm not encouraging that you should binge, but I understand that you cannot resist it sometimes. That's why it's a disorder. If you're gonna do it, at least have things that are not going to wreck your body too much. Binging is not good, period. But if you're going to do it, just don't have those horrible foods like on hand. It'll help you so much. I stopped buying those things. First of all, that stuff is so expensive and it's like pushing me away from my fitness goals and I don't want to like waste money and get further away from my goals. That's like a double homicide. I'm not doing that. And second of all, I think that was just my one point. I don't think that there was a second of all. It gives me the poopies. I don't like it. Anyways, I stopped buying those kind of foods, so I don't eat them anymore. And what I do have here, I can eat more for less calories. And there's nutrients, like a grape. A grape is good for you instead of an Oreo, you know? Besides snack substitutes, there are other ways to curb your binging disorder itches. A lot of times, when we feel hungry, we're actually thirsty. I know a lot of times I'll eat an entire meal and I'm like, I'm so hungry. Let your stomach settle, have some water, and wait a bit, and your hunger could go away. You maybe are just thirsty. I know that's happened to me a bunch of times where I'm just like, oh my gosh, I'm starving. And I have some water, because I literally like just ate. Like, girl, you literally just ate, you are not hungry. I'll have some water, I'm just like, oh. That's what it was. Dehydration can often be mistaken for hunger. But eat, if you're feeling hungry, like you should eat. But remember, try to differentiate when you're actually feeling hungry, if you are hungry, rather than your brain is being like, I want to binge, you know, like, ha ha ha. Just make sure you're able to differentiate the two. Also, if you're anything like me and you simply eat because you're bored or like an emotional eater, distract yourself. Go for a drive. Go for a walk. FaceTime a friend. Take a bath or do some self-care. Do some self-care. Anything to get your mind off of the urge to binge. It's so important to try to train your brain to not give in to those itches that want to be scratched. It is so hard. I have fallen off a bit, but I know for a fact that I can retrain my brain to get back to where it was. And I'll probably fall off the wagon again. But at the end of the day, practice creates habit. You do something so many times, it's gonna become a habit, and you're not gonna think that you're doing it anymore. It'll just become second nature. And finally, if you are realizing that you are out of control and stuff like this doesn't help, it is so okay to get professional help. Is what they're there for. There is absolutely no shame in reaching out for help. They're not meant to know all the answers to your issues. That's why there are professionals that go to school for years. They're there to help you, so use those resources. Most of my recipe videos on here come from me wanting to eat bad, unhealthy food, but not wanting the bad, unhealthy food consequences. Go check my recipe videos out. They are all so freaking good. And they're easy, you know? Anyway, I hope that you enjoyed this video and I hope that it was helpful for you. Again, I'm not a professional. I'm just telling you what I do, and it does help. It's not a cure-all. There is no one answer for anything. And as always, make sure to hit the bell, subscribe, and make sure to subscribe to me on Snapchat for daily vlogs. I will see you guys next time. Bye-bye.